Hello everyone, my name is WalStreet, and today we are here to check out the horrifying world of PS1 games for babies. Oh, we all know that I may be the biggest baby of them all, but it is what it is. I'm gonna watch this, go with the flow. For some reason, cyan isn't looking good for the camera. I have to figure out why that's happening. Probably because it has a hint of green. So I'm using blue for the time being. I kind of like it, so if you guys prefer it, I'll make it blue. And let's get on with the show. Today was actually a relaxing day, but I need to get to work, so enough talking. Let's get on with the show.
Goo goo gaga.
To be honest with you, that looked cuter than me when I was a baby, so fair play. Oh God.
Well, I guess I can only play games made for babies now. And I'm not talking about playing games made for children. Have you seen my fingers? I can't even pet my dog with these skin-colored cocktail sausages. I'm talking about playing games made for babies. Not Muppet Race Mania, not Stuart Little 2, not Powerpuff Girls, not even Rugrats Totally Fanny. Games made for actual toddlers, the lowest common denominator of
Oh
human.
no, we're going that young? I thought we were talking to like 5 to 7-year-olds. I didn't realize we're going to Goo Goo Gaga ages. Jesus Christ, we're in trouble.
Sense. Picture this. You're a dad. You get yourself a best-selling video game console like the PS1. You play it non-stop. Your wife asks you why you haven't said hello to her for 3 weeks or why the baby is cooking your chicken casserole for dinner, and she begins to blame the body gams for you being a neglectful dad. But then you turn around and tell her that no! It isn't because you're addicted to Disney Tarzan. That can't be it. Because this isn't your PlayStation. It's the family's PlayStation. See? There's also games for our children too. PlayStation. Scapegoating for shitty parents since 1994. Aha! I have always seen games for really young kids who don't know any better as the ultimate shameless excuse for adults who don't want to own the fact that they wanted an electronic toy to play with for themselves. You know, they're kind of like a checkmate in the chess of bad marriages. These games are more or less always some of the lowest quality attempts at making a video game in the first place. Because why bother with the effort when it's a stupid little cretin called Benjamin that's gonna play it and won't care about any of the glaring issues the game has? They just want the thing that has Peppa Pig's face on it. They'll make their parents buy it. It doesn't matter if it's good. It's guaranteed cash. What's that?
To be fair, this is still a thing parents do. I mean, a lot of people nowadays just turn on Cocomelon and they do whatever the hell they want. I heard a thing or two from elementary kids when I was a sub. It is quite depressing. Also, Cocomelon is destroying the world more than video games are. I will die on that hill.
You don't want some healthy strawberry and peach biscuits for a snack? Well, how about we stick Peppa's face on them and I told you they were Peppa's skin flakes? That's tasty, right? Now shut up and eat your pepper chops. See, that's why I think these games are the smoking gun that parents addicted to video games are able to use as a getaway reason for why they bought a console in the first place. They have little to no merit aside from just existing for extremely young kids in a family. Adults will never buy them for themselves. Well, and they are all mostly objectively terrible cash grabs with a kids show skin stapled to it. So what else could they possibly be other than a justification for a terrible mum or dad to feel like they aren't ignoring their kids while playing video games? By giving them a video game, no matter how terrible it is, proves that this console wasn't a selfish purchase. It was made for your family, right? Well, that, or the kids recognize a famous character on the box and then start screaming and punching you in the shins until you buy the game for them. But the joke's on them, because if you buy it for them, they get to play Tweeny's Game Time when they get home. Now, indeed, I have talked plenty about PS1 baby games on my channel before.
Yes,
in fact, I used to do it years ago before my channel underwent some changes. I took a look at 321 Smurf, designed for 4-year-olds to be a kid's first ever kart racing game. And it's okay, a few too many Smurfs though. I took a look at the Tweenies Game Time, one of the ugliest and most insultingly simple games I've ever played that reminded me of a Razorhead. And it also didn't have the budget to give the characters clothes.
I've got a wizard's hat.
Well, where is it? I took a look at Thomas the Tank Engine, a massive activity factory that was surprisingly content-packed and lovingly made when it had no reason to be, all of those creepy faces aside. Henry slept with my wife. Only problem is, it was Japanese exclusive, so the fan base from the country the series was made never got to see it. Man, I wish I could go to Japan. In one of my earliest videos, I even took a look at Santa...
You and me both, man. You and me both. I used to visit. I want to visit. I don't want to live there, but I love to visit for a month. And no, it's not because I watch anime, you assholes. It's because it has amazing culture. It has more than just anime, assholes. And vending machines. You know who I'm talking about, if you've been on this channel long enough.
Claus saves the Earth, and that was...
I'm sorry, everyone. I haven't been this emotional since I saw Saving Ryan's Privates.
But today I went above and beyond. I found 11 PS1 games made for babies, and I'm gonna play all of them for you, whether you like it or not.
You're fine.
Look.
Don't try to kill me, boy. If I wasn't too lazy and busy with 10 other projects, I would do that same effect to you. Pow!
Look, I'm not happy about it either, but I mean, what else am I supposed to do with hands like this? Ah!
He's evolving.
Well, I've already come this far, so I might as well keep going.
The first game I'll take a look at is
False.
Disney Learning with Winnie the Pooh. Christ!
I'm only going into depth for you for the last video we did. I am paying this one. This one's on you.
How much is it? Who in their right mind would pay for this? So let's play Party Time with Winnie the Pooh instead. Now you and all of your friends can have a party with Pooh.
And all you need is a toilet and a ladle.
You want to know
Oh,
the story
God.
of good old Winnie Bear's party time? Well, it begins with an alien getting his nose out and then having private time with the floor, which then leads us to a title screen. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, chubby little cubby with black dead eyes. Okay, time to enter my name. Hello, my name is Munt. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit hardcore,
Really?
so I'm gonna dabble with a bit of hard difficulty mode today. And I think I'm gonna pick Tigger because he looks a little drunk and needs some help getting home. Weirdly enough though, there's no choice to pick Eeyore. I think he might have finally done it. The real story
Damn.
begins, and it turns out there's a treasure map that appears out of thin air, and we all want to follow it to find Rabbit's secret stash after it gets thrown into the air.
My pot!
Gopher pops up from under the ground like the filthy vermin he is and gets the map stuck on his back, angers a load of bees and runs away. So we have to chase him to get our map back. The game begins, Gopher runs for about 3 seconds and then we're stuck in a loading screen. We play about a minute of a mini game and then we're stuck in a loading screen. Gopher runs for about 3 seconds, we slump along like we were caught evading our taxes and then we're stuck in a loading screen. We play another mini game for about a minute, watch Tigger get possessed by Beelzebub and then we're stuck in a loading screen.
This game's loading screens are perfect for children, because obviously, they're so well known for their high attention spans.
I know it looks a lot like Mario Party, but it really isn't. Oh lord, watch out, Tigger's coming for you! It's completely linear, with nothing interesting happening on the board sections aside from just moving forward. There's no luck element to make things more interesting, and how far you move along the board is based entirely on your performance in the minigames each character lands on. And as far as my performance in the minigames go, it's quite frankly terrible, since every time I push bombs back in this minigame, they decide to teleport back to me and make me fail. The other minigames are just as insipid though. When you aren't driving around in a circle 15 times, you're stuck in a tiny arena collecting fruit and throwing it into a basket. This one happens quite a lot actually, and I'm really good at it too because I can drop an unlimited supply of bananas behind my feet every half a second.
Well, that was a good start. I wonder what else I can find online.
Ah, there we go. Blue's Clues. Big news.
Look, as someone who was a vintage and psychotic fan of Blue's Clues as a kid, there ain't no one in hell, even to this day, will help me pay for that. Dude, I ain't paying your debts anymore. You are clearly trying to abuse it. $350. Isn't that like 400 and freedom bucks? Oh, hell no.
What? Come on, guys! Why are these games for toddlers worth so much money?
I can't afford these prices. I'm not a policeman.
So while I'm fishing around for a better price, why don't I check out Molten Menace by Fisher-Price? Oh yes, in the 90s and early 2000s, a video game didn't even need to be about a movie or a TV show to sell out to the kids. Sometimes you could even base them on baby toys and get away with it. Alrighty then, so what's going on here then?
Let's go.
Yeah, come on team, let's go! What is this? Why is everyone running like an inflated chimp? Is this how I'm supposed to run? Have I been doing it wrong? Why does this man look like he wants to kiss me? Why is this man eating his own face?
Time to test that training.
But I haven't even done any training! Asylum Entertainment, you say? Good to know that's where I'll end up after playing this! Oh god, another name entry screen? Fine. Rumpy pumpy. You know, for a video game with a story for children about an erupting volcano murdering everyone in a city, I'm pretty confused by the noises they went with for planes crashing into buildings. How did they even make that sound effect, and who decided that was where it would fit best?
Honestly, I feel like they did that for the American audience. Do I really have to explain? Please don't make me have to explain.
You know what? This reminds me. I need to finish the sound engineering on my car safety short film. So all you do in this game is move around a city to rescue people and animals. You do this by grabbing them with a claw machine or by just being near them. That's it, that's the whole game. What, you were expecting more? Power-ups? Enemies? Jumping? No! This is a game you put on when Benjamin won't shut up! It doesn't matter if you're in the air or on the ground. You are doing the same thing with more or less the same controls, and there's nothing else you can say about it. It's bland, it's repetitive, and when this lady jumps into her plane to check all of her controls are working, she sounds like this.
Check.
The back of the box states that it builds problem-solving and thinking skills, but I've got to vehemently disagree with that. Oh, that's a nice word. There's no problem solving going on here. You just move and collect stuff, nothing more. I suppose the game is kind of educational though. I mean, I now know that paragliders can suspend you in the exact same place in midair forever. I now know that volcanic rocks erupting into my face will make me dizzy. And I now know that giraffes can climb on rooftops.
Oh, nice. Look at that. The sun's out.
No, they based that off of the documentary Madagascar. Damn my English sometimes. It was based off the documentary film from Animal Planet called Madagascar. There we go. Cheers to my stupid English not working in wooden jokes. Since 2000. Ew.
Play with
Double
the
ill. No.
Oh.
Recommended for age 2 and over. Would 1-year-olds find this too much? Okay, hang on a second, guys. I thought this was called Play with the Teletubbies, not Watch the Teletubbies Stare at You. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this game isn't pushing the PS1 to its limits. Yeah, I know, a shocking assumption, I'm aware. But with that being said, why didn't they just use the Teletubbies show intro as FMV in the game itself? If they're not gonna do that, they could at least animate the models. How is this gonna get the kiddie winks excited? Nothing is happening, and I feel like Dipsy's judging me.
Where have the Teletubbies gone?
Well, there. And after one of the most static introductions to a kids game I've ever seen, we now have a character selection screen that's even worse. This is all you have, folks. No music, no sound effects, just the abyss of deafening silence while the Teletubbies look over their shoulders for the police after they committed arson. I suppose...
Look, this game perfectly represents the show. As a kid, this gave me nightmares. It traumatized me. Even now, I'm having the urge to run away. Ugh. This game perfectly represents the show. Fight me. This show should have never existed.
suppose it doesn't matter, but for now I'll go with Tinky Winky, for no other reason than because while he walks around, he sings about wetting himself.
Pinkle winkle, tinky winky, pinkle winkle, tinky winky.
Ooh, look at that! I found Tinky Winky's red handbag. Let's pick it up.
Tinky winky. Again.
What?
the hell?
He found picking up the handbag so enthralling that he wants to do it again. Aren't you gonna look in there at least? There might be something even more fun inside.
Again.
What the
Did
hell?
I just beat level 1? Okay, then I'll go over to the windmill instead. And after I click on it, it throws me into another cutscene. And I'm gonna ask this again. Why? When there's so little on this disc to begin with, don't they just use clips from the show whenever there's a cutscene that copies exactly a part of the show? It would look so much better than this. I don't want to see the Teletubbies twitching on the floor after being beaten up and mugged. Oh, okay, so they can use FMV. They just chose not to for whenever the Teletubbies are on screen. You know, the things that the game is about.
Quit being a lazy
Hello.
bunch of lads.
Hello. 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 Hello.
I'm Ella.
And I'm David Bowie.
This is our dog Alice.
You know, if I buy a game called Play with the Teletubbies, I expect a game where I, play with the Teletubbies. If I were
What
a
do you
toddler that was a fan of the
expect?
Teletubbies, why would I bother playing this game where all I can do is watch badly redone scenes of the show with fat and ugly models, when I can just watch the show itself on VHS? Equally, if I wanted to watch random people I don't care about engage in illegal dogfights in the woods, I'd just watch that instead. When did this game come out? 1999. Well, if that's the case, then the best thing about this painful FMV sequence is that all of these dogs are definitely dead now. Okay, then let's keep
Damn.
on looking around.
That's
What's
cool.
going on with this train then?
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologise for the delays on your journey today, but a mental infant has decided to grab each end of the train and pull it apart. Thank you.
Fascinating. Oh, Tinky Winky, I like your blowhole. You know what? I'm officially hooked. Let's keep looking around. What's hiding in the game towards the screen then?
Can we get
It's the
past
pleasure
this,
dome.
please?
We go
What
inside,
the
and as soon as
fuck?
we do, the game becomes Resident Evil, complete with pre-rendered backgrounds, fixed camera angles, and utterly horrific atmospheric sound effects in the background. I don't know what to do though, so let's click on this thing.
It was time for Tubby Toast.
Oh, hello there. Man, why do we have a narrator all of a sudden? The Tubby Toast Maker takes us to a mini-game where we can, what else, make Tubby Toast, then sit down and eat it. And all the while, the vacuum cleaner with eyes stares at you while you eat. Don't you hate it when they do that? Oh, and you can make Tinky Winky cough over and over again like he's dying from the plague. Inside the dome, you can also make a bowl of tubby custard, except you can't because this simpleton decides to turn on the machine without putting a bowl underneath it first, so it ends up going all over the floor. And instead of cleaning it up himself, the crazy bastard decides to sneak away from the crime scene, leaving footprints of blood in his wake. Oh well, at least Nunu loves a bit of blood.
Again.
How about no?
You know what? Before I get into the next game, I think I need to change the scenery around here a little bit. In order to play like a baby, I must feel like a baby. So how about I do the rest of this video in an inflatable chair? I got it at the inflatable shop at a discount because they had no more inflatable dolls left.
Okay, that's fair.
Get it in my... This is taking way too long.
That's what she said.
I suppose the good thing about this is that if I get a little bit too excited, you'll be able to hear me moving and tell me to calm down. Who needs inflatable dolls for action when you've got a chair?
You need to work on your blow game, my guy.
Whoopsie! It looks like I've just kissed my subscription to ExpressVPN, the sponsors of today's video.
You know the rules, and so do I. Looks like right here.
Next up, we have Barbie Explorer. Action as
Aw.
never before. Oh, wow. Does that mean that Barbie might bend her elbows? And would you look at that, she's actually doing more than using her joints. Check out this epic minecart video sequence. This is some dangerous stuff here. Barbie is looking like she's loving it. She looks pretty excited about death. So in this game, Barbie has taken it upon herself to find the missing pieces of a mystic mirror. Why? No clue. I thought she'd be too worried about breaking a nail. But if anything, I'm a little bit confused as to why we're in the middle of a story all about a mystical power that will reawaken and most definitely end humanity if we find all the pieces of an ancient artifact. This is a Barbie game, right?
All I want to do is roller skate up to my convertible with my BFFs and then gang up on Ken so we can take his pants off and try and find his Johnson.
Hang on, Sunshine. What do we have here? VR training? What, like in Metal Gear Solid? Watch out, world. Solid Barbara's coming through. Now, in virtual reality, you can do all sorts of things with Barbie, like teleport onto swinging vines, walk like an old lady with rickets, not jump onto climbable walls because God forbid we put any actual fun into our platformer, and then we get absolutely decked in the face by opening doors. What's my name this time? KFC. Because by the looks of it, Barbie could do with one. She looks like if she pushes too hard, she'll snap her legs like a stick. So when we get into the actual game, I'm absolutely shocked to find out that it isn't very good. To begin with, this basically feels like the original Tomb Raider. You don't have tank controls, but everything else you do from climbing to jumping has an abysmal delay to it, which would be fine if the game itself was built around it and wasn't a fast-paced linear corridor platformer like Crash Bandicoot. You try playing a game like Crash where you don't only have Tomb Raider delay, but also a jump arc that you are so committed to once you do it, you basically already had kids with it by the time you land. I mean, it makes sense, everything here has a purpose, but it's easily the stiffest platformer I've ever played. Bubsy 3D isn't this stiff, and at least Bubsy has more directions he can move towards so that his body doesn't constantly clip on angled parts of the wall and make Barbie bring out her funeral fashion pack. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Barbie looks like she has a mustache, there's no sound effects at all while she's pulling rocks that weigh as much as a truck, she outright absorbs herself into the walls, and please tell me, where are you going, Barbie?
Egypt, Africa.
Egypt is in Africa. That's exactly like saying
United Kingdom. England.
But then again, judging by your
clearly this game was made by an American. The reason why I'm hitting myself so hard is because I had to explain to a senior who was in honors. I won't go into any more specifics about who he is. That Egypt was in Africa. Okay, I think that's a common American mistake because we're a bunch of dum-dums who like money. But the thing that pisses me off the most about, because it reminded me of this, he thought that South Africa was in North America. And he was serious about it too. God, I love education, especially public. No wonder why a lot of us Americans only think of Indiana as cornfields.
face. I don't think geography is your strong point. This is a game starring Barbie, all about Barbie, in an action-adventure game with awful controls. I mean, I really can't go into any more...
Okay, chill. Time out.
I'm so sorry, these games are really getting me going. So why don't I
It's
check
okay.
out Rayman Junior next?
Yes, I am aware this game is for a slightly older crowd
Hey!
than what I'm aiming for, but let's be real, when the hell else am I ever going to talk about this thing? Ooh!
Okay, that's fair. But it's still clickbait. I'm on to you.
What a treat. This game was part of the Value series? That means you know it must be good. And so far, I'm not disappointed. Check out this FMV intro. The quality is stunning. It's so much better than the original game. It definitely doesn't look like a Chinese bootleg. What are you, nuts? When I was 5 years old and playing the original Rayman all those years ago, you know what I thought was missing? Math! Because that's what all kids want in their escapist magical action platformer on the PS1. School revision! This is Homework, the video game! What's my name? Oh, gee, you know, I don't even care anymore. fathead. And get this, they actually tried desperately to make a story out of this. It turns out that the bad guy from the original Rayman, Mr. Dark, who's so terribly named he might as well be called Uncle Bad, has stolen a book of English and maths. And Rayman has to go and get this book back by solving random English and math problems. So if Rayman and the gang already know everything about English and maths, why do we care about a single book going missing? Can't we just go and get another one at wuss? So each stage of Rayman Junior...
Not if you're in Tennessee. Or Florida. Or Texas. Or America in general. Be happy that you are in the UK right now. Help me.
It gives you a category of puzzle to solve based on either literacy or numeracy, whether it be picking the correct number that's said to you to open the correct path, finding the correct rhyme that's said to you, working out simple equations, or picking the correct plosive sounds of words that match another word, just for a few examples.
You still awake? Great!
Because while doing all of this is still Rayman after all, so you get to partake in classic Rayman 1 trial and error, no mistakes allowed platforming. And even though the puzzles themselves are really easy, if you accidentally land on an incorrect answer or flick the wrong switch while fighting enemies, which is very easy to do, you don't get a second chance. You lose a life. Just like in real school. And this is even assuming you avoid falling off platforms with knockback, which has nothing to do with the incorrect answer and is just the trial and error gameplay screwing you up. You have 5 lives per stage, which sounds like a lot, but each stage goes on for 30 minutes each. Half an hour of...
What kid is going to pay attention for that long? Excuse me? Even my friends who were in elementary school, who had the medicine to stay focused, sometimes had more hyperactivity than the bloody ADHD kids. Bruh. They were not thinking when they made this game, man.
Of simply walking to the correct number that is spoken to you over and over again while dealing with frustrating platforming. And if you're on your last life and make it to the very last part of a stage only to get hit by the flat end of a pencil because, as we all know, that's the sharpest bit, or get attacked by nothing in the ceiling, you have wasted 30 minutes of your life and have to do all of the mind-numbingly slow and boring question answering again. That's why each stage takes so long. It's the long-winded and ridiculous lengths the game forces you through to answer just one question, which are often extremely slow and boring platforming to begin with. Do you want me to have fun while I learn or not? Oh, and can you imagine doing that with Rayman? Do you think it would feel like lying on top of a space hopper?
Rayman Junior is the ultimate joke game for strict parents. I mean, you can just imagine a kid back in the day asking for Rayman on the PS1 for Christmas or something, and then they get Rayman on the PS1, but with learning in it. Oh, sorry little Billy, we got you this Rayman because we thought you wanted it. You weren't specific enough for a 7-year-old, and it... Hang on, when did my tiny hands come back?
What's going on?
The sentiment!
Why are you doing that?
Christ, another one?
Yay, thanks comically small
Oh,
hands.
no.
I can't wait to play Barbie Race and Ride. Encourages learning about horses. Oh, you mean Barbie? Barbie, software for girls. Sure.
Who made this music and how can I legally assassinate them?
Well, I know one thing for certain right off the bat. This game loads for everything. When you hit start, it loads. When you pick a horse, it loads. When you pick the horse's name, it loads. When you ride the horse, it loads. When you get off the horse, it loads. When you click on something you want to do off the horse, it loads. When you confirm that you definitely did want to do that thing by clicking on it again, it loads. When you're done with the thing you want to do, it loads. When you want to get back on your horse, it loads. You know what? You're right. These games are made for girls because, as we all know, girls just love being stuck waiting around for things to happen. You know, like when they had to wait for the vote. Here's my horse, and I call...
Okay, did not expect you to go with that angle. Do I need to go bail? Nah, I'll be safe this time.
Called him the worst name I could find in the list. Baby. Baby the horse. And here is the game. Yes, this is the game. I'm not joking. What you have is the worst FMV I think I've ever seen, while all you do is make a bad quality gif of a horse head move its head left and right and jump every couple of minutes. But as far as moving left and right goes, you don't need to do that. It doesn't matter. This is a predetermined path. It's all automated, so there's no point moving left or right at all. While this is all going on, every so often Barbie will...
I wonder what those stones are for.
...see a pebble that she just loves so much that you have to stop. At which point you get an insultingly easy minigame, or you just get to point at a stupid animal which goes... And then you get back on your horse and carry on until you're stopped again. This is the entire game. Just pointless and inconsequential horse riding that then gets interrupted with pointless and inconsequential minigames. May I ask, where's the racing? And I never thought I'd ask this, but where's the horse education? All I know so far is that some insane people out there call their horses baby.
What a funny noise.
Oh my god, come on, baby, let's go see!
And the best bit is that even after all the fuss Barbecue makes about that funny-looking leaf she saw, you click on the thing she sees to go to a minigame, and it's more often than not an action-packed thrill ride like this.
Oh, come on.
Game, I don't have my seatbelt on! Wait. Is that a race? Oh my god, it's an actual race in a game with race in the title! And even better, we have Barbie on Baby! Barbie, I told you to stop sitting on the...
Racing is so much fun.
I mean, I get that this is for really young children, but at least Barbie Explorer was an actual game with graphics, not a load of terrible quality videos stitched together. You know what I think would be a better game? Barbie, Race and Gender Issue.
I really want to make a damn joke, but I know I'll get canceled by saying, not from Twitter people. I'm talking about certain people that really loves a man over a Lord Savior Jesus. Jesus. But, to be honest with you, this is probably just for those parents, again, that don't give a damn about the kid, and it's too poor or lazy, or too busy getting that Gucci, that don't want to go to a farm and go to horsebacking. Again, these games are designed for people back in the day that would just turn on Cocomelon and say, have fun, kids. You, take my iPad.
Spoiler, she's a bigger.
There has got to be something that kids enjoy doing other than this.
So
It's okay, mate. Don't be frightened. I am. But I can show you other things that kids love doing. Like what? Want to play silly sausage? What?
What?
Sausage, come on, play with me.
No thanks.
Balls.
Dip me.
What?
Stretch me.
What?
Dip me.
What?
Stretch me.
Huh?
Poke me. Stretch me.
Huh?
Stretch me.
What the fuck?
Can we play another game? Okay, here's one.
Why have to watch too, man?
They're in the big blue.
Oh no!
Well, to start with, I can make Bear sound really angry by pressing the repeat button over and over again on his introduction.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
And this game's story in the adventure mode is that it's Ojo's birthday, another character in the show that is also titled Bear in the Big Blue Bee. And we need to guide her around the house and complete many easy mini-games in order to reward Ojo with her presents, because in Bear's Big Blue House, you work for your birthday! And I've got to be honest, this is not actually too bad considering it is a game for babies. It's definitely the best game so far anyway. The production value is nice, it's not insulting or patronizing, it controls well when it needs to, all the minigames feel totally different, and this one actually required me to think. It has decent music, a calm and welcoming atmosphere. In fact, the worst aspect of the game to me is the way Bear looks himself. I mean, when he's giving you instructions, he looks a bit and when he's dancing, he looks like he's being shot. After we explore the entire house and beat every minigame available, we even get a final jigsaw puzzle minigame before the birthday celebration ending screen. And sure, the whole thing took me only 25 minutes to complete, but who cares? This was kind of cute, and I can appreciate what it set out to do because it did it really well.
And now, I'm going to be very
Okay.
mature.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I did.
And this would not be the only time that the Jim Henson Company would dabble in the world of children's video gaming on the PS1, because they even did a few Sesame Street games to teach kids about letters and numbers. So let's take a look at all of them right now. First up, Elmo's Letter Adventure. Because of course, a game teaching children about how easy it is to spell is best left to a show that looks like it should be called Sesame. So what do we do in Sesame Street, Elmo's Letter Adventure? Well, it begins with Elmo reliving some flashbacks from the war, and then Ernie puts a bird's nest on his head. After that, we walk around left to right to talk to the other residents of the street, and they give us new missions to go all over the world and find the letters of the alphabet. And I've got to give it to Elmo, he doesn't mess around with what he wants.
Would you like to travel with me and explore the alphabet in a whole new galaxy?
The rest of the game is one thing that you do over and over again. You walk forward and no other direction, stop and click on 12 identical copies of the same letter you're told to look for, and that is it. I mean, you can move left or right, but if you do that, you'll be making moves on the wall without consent, so just don't bother. The game only wants you to hold forward and do the rest of the work for you, because you're a kid and kids are stupid. And adjusting the difficulty makes no difference either. Even if you go to hard, the only thing that changes is that instead of finding 12 copies of the same letter, you find 20 instead. 20! It's the same exact game, just longer!
You're doing great.
What are you talking about, Big Bird? I haven't found a—
To be fair, those kids with those hyperactivity attention issues, that would be hard mode for them. And for general men. I won't go any further with that comment.
a single letter yet! Christ help me, let's go into Elmo's playroom instead. Surely there's something fun for us to do here.
We can do lots of fun things here.
Oh yeah, you mean like the one thing we can do? And by the way, it's a tutorial. That's it, I'm done. Let's move on to Elmo's number journey. Since we've now moved over from an adventure to a journey, surely that means the game will be different. I'm joking, it's exactly the same game, but with numbers instead. Ha 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 ha, what a funny joke. Okay, fine, you do go to slightly different locations and do jobs for different Muppets, but you're still stuck holding forward and then hitting X when you see the correct number. But at least when your son or daughter is done with the game, they'll know everything about the number 6 and nothing else. Furthermore, riddle me this, Batman. Why do these games have such a problem with allowing kids to freely explore in these 3D environments with smooth controls? Are they scared that they won't learn anything if they're able to move around these corridors like Spyro? Because when I can't do that, I can barely tell where I'm supposed to stop and click on the letters, which means that you end up making mistakes. Yes, mistakes in a game this simple. Preschoolers will delight. Will they? I beg to differ. I'm a grown-up, manly man, and my left thumb is already shattered after one level of this game from all the holding forward I've been doing, so God knows how a tiny human thumb would cope.
Caddy, I'm tired.
I don't care. I spent a lot of money on this game for you, so you're going to sit there and enjoy it.
My thumb hurts.
No, no, that's not enough. You will play. You will hold that button and you will play this game and you'll love it. Yeah? Don't make me get the belts out.
Oh God, there's another one. Sesame Street.
Yeah, it's a good old American medicine to boredom. I won't go any further with that comment.
Sports. Well, I mean, it's got Ernie wearing nothing but a towel on the front cover, so that makes it the better game by default. And immediately, I don't think we're going to be learning anything here, since the name of the game is Sesame Street Sports, yet the spine on the case can't spell and says Sesame Street Sport. We begin the game and wonder to ourselves why Elmo is in a leather collar. And once we get going, it's pretty simple stuff. Here you have a series of mini-games that have you doing a load of obstacle course races in different vehicles. It's basically the same thing.
Damn it. Damn it! Why are you making me a BSM for Elmo, you son of a bitch? Oh, God, no, that imagery is going to be stuck in my head every time I think of Elmo now. Thanks a lot.
For every character, but you can at least adjust your speed, move freely, collect tokens to beat your own score, try to beat your best time by avoiding more obstructions and going faster. You can even do stunts. As you go around the tracks, Big Bird and Elmo's commentary even teaches the kids about objects you avoid and the directions that you move on the track. It's nothing much, but it at least has more fun and educational value than most of the other games we've played so far. But confusingly, it's one of the pricier games you can find online. No clue why that is. It was probably Ernie's Nips, wasn't it? But if I were a toddler and I loved Sesame Street, I'd at least prefer this reaction-based hand-eye coordination training over mindlessly holding forward and pressing X when I see the letter Y.
Holy fuck! Cookie Monster, this game is for preschoolers!
You know what else is for preschoolers? Easter Bunny's Big Day.
Seriously?
You know what the Easter Bunny's Big Day is? Easter. So if that's the mystery that this game has, I think I've solved it. Easter Bunny has human legs. One day, a rabbit was jumping around and thought to itself, you know what, I don't have enough eggs. And then all of a sudden, a robotic egg jumped out of the rabbit's basket and said, oh, by the way, all you need to do to get more eggs is watch me walk around a badly compressed JPEG and complete minigames. And don't worry, if you can't solve any of these jigsaw puzzles, we won't give you a single chance to get it wrong, because here's where all the pieces go. Oh, what's that? This is still too hard for you? Well then, how about you press a button to let us solve the entire thing for you?
Seriously?
What's the point of playing this game then?
Looking at this, I don't have any Olympian 5-star Ritz Hotel celebrity chef levels of standards this needs to live up to, but I certainly expected more than just solving a million jigsaw puzzles and maybe playing 2 games of
Oh, this would have been my least favorite game.
The egg. Yes, rabbits lay eggs, apparently. There are other disturbing implications in this game too, like where is the...
I never thought of that. Why did it take me this long to realize that bunnies don't lay eggs? God, I'm a dumbass. And also, thank you for ruining Easter again for me.
The Easter Bunny during all of the game? Is he inside the robot egg? Was he liquidized and became the yolk? If the Easter Bunny's big day is Easter, which is only one day of the year, then why is he so unprepared and has no Easter eggs? Where do my extra Easter eggs come from when I solve a jigsaw puzzle? And for the love of God, tell me, what the hell is a zero wrap? The content of this game doesn't just end at jigsaws and a few catching or matching games either. If you want, you can go back to the main menu and replay the jigsaws in any order that you want. Or you can look at the pictures of the jigsaw puzzles that you completed in the story mode, but slightly bigger. If you don't want to do any of that though, at the end of the story mode, which will take you about 16 minutes, you have to wind up the robot because it dies, and then your reward for finishing everything is to watch the robot walk very slowly all the way to the school to give the Easter Bunny's egg.
God damn, you can tell that some of these older people think kids are absolutely fucking dumb.
Sack to the good little boys and girls of Pissington Hill.
You know what? At this point, I'd rather go back in time to 1605. Sure, they didn't have any video games back then, but at least you could blow up Parliament.
You want to know what the really fan bit is, though? I'm not done with baby games for the PS1. There are tons left to get through, but I'll save them for another time. Get excited, though, because for this video, I've been using my new hacked PS2 to record all of the footage you saw today, and this monster can play any PS1 or PS2 game from any region, which means I can play more USA exclusive games like Easter Bunny's Big Day. So get ready for Arthur Ready to Race and My Disney Kitchen, because I can play them. I also need to get a working copy of Bob the Builder, because this one I have is wrecked and refused to work. Bob the Builder, can we fix it?
No. And just like your daughter that you left unattended, I think it's about time we put this video to bed. But before I go, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why babies cry? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they actually have vivid nightmares about their own future. And they can see their parents buying them these games. So the next time your baby cries, just remember that you're not fit to be a parent and they're better off being a dirty orphan. Sobs.
To be fair, I'm not planning on having kids. At least for another 20 years. So, I don't have to worry about that for a while. But thanks for the heads up.
Bye, man. Hit that bell.
Make sure you do that for Fridays and also me, please. Anyways, that's it for this video. Games for toddlers should have never existed. For me, my toddler game was Jet the Airplane and Cars, the PC game. Before the video game Cars, the video game was released. There's a hidden one out there. And I played the shit out of it. And I remember it being challenging. I don't have that anymore. For obvious reasons. But yeah, that was what the games I played. What about you? What games did you play as a kid, toddler? Let me know in the comments below. And anyways, peace.